What's up everybody? Today, just like most of my videos, we're going to talk about Metallica. They're not the fastest, the flashiest, or the most technically gifted. So why is Metallica the biggest metal band of all time? The answer lies in what every critic misses, whether it's Lars catching flack for his drumming, or James openly admitting their skills are average. Metallica's secret weapon isn't perfection, it's the music they create together. From massive record sales to selling out stadiums for decades. This band has proven that technical precision isn't everything. Today we're breaking down why Metallica's magic doesn't come from being the most skilled musicians, but from being the best band. Metallica is a name that nearly everyone knows, but for those who don't, they are a thrash band that formed in 1981 in Los Angeles, California. The original lineup, James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, Ron McGovney, and Dave Mustaine, laid the foundation, but soon changes came. Cliff Burton replaced Ron McGovney, and Kirk Hammett took over from Mustaine, cementing the classic lineup that gave us Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets. Each album elevated their sound, expanded their audience, with crowds growing larger as their music evolved. But tragedy struck in 1986, when a bus crash claimed Cliff Burton's life, a devastating blow to the band. Out of this loss, they regrouped and brought in Jason Newsted. Together they released And Justice for All, a polarizing yet iconic thrash masterpiece, followed by their self-titled album, better known as the Black Album. This record catapulted them to unprecedented heights, solidifying their status as legends, but dividing the fanbase in the process. Next came Load and Reload, where the band explored new directions, but cracks in the unity began to surface. Jason eventually left, frustrated by creative restrictions, and the band faced its darkest period. James Hetfield entered rehab, and Metallica's future was uncertain. From the turmoil, they rebuilt. With James healing and Rob Trujillo entering the band, Metallica entered a new chapter. Over the years, they've released 4 more albums, returned to their thrash roots, and solidified their legacy. Today, they remain one of the most influential and enduring metal bands, playing massive shows and continuing to shape the genre they helped define. Metallica has always been anchored by solid bass players, each leaving a distinct mark on the band's legacy. From Cliff Burton to Jason Newsted to Rob Trujillo, the bass has shaped Metallica's sound in ways that go beyond music. Cliff Burton stands out as the most unconventional. He brought a unique influence, not only in his bass lines, but also in the band's entire songwriting process. Cliff acted as a guiding light, both musically and personally, transforming the compositions of James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich into dynamic and unforgettable pieces. His classical sensibilities added depth to Metallica, laying the foundation for their signature sound. For me, it's his fusion of energy and nuance that keeps pulling me back. He gave the band the tools that they relied on for decades. Jason Newsted, though often overshadowed by Cliff's legacy, is finally receiving the recognition that he deserves. His early years in Metallica were far from easy, hazed by the band, living up to impossible expectations, and battling the absence of his bass on And Justice for All. But Jason's determination never wavered. He would go on to record 3 more albums with the band, contributing to some of Metallica's most defining moments. Through isolated stems from Justice, the Black Album, Load and Reload, Jason's intricate and dynamic bass work shines. He brought creativity and resilience, elevating their sound and crafting unforgettable contributions, including the iconic intro riff to Blackened. Robert Trujillo, Metallica's longest tenured bass player, brings a fresh energy and commanding stage presence that fans have embraced. His fluid fingerstyle technique, reminiscent of Cliff Burton, helped stabilize Metallica during a crucial turning point. While some may argue that the later half of their discography doesn't stand up to the early half, Trujillo's contributions have pushed the band into new directions, grounding them while keeping their sound evolving. Then there's James Hetfield, the heart of Metallica. But it wasn't always this way. In his early days, he struggled with his role as the frontman, often reluctant to take on his vocal duties, even through Master of Puppets. Over time though, James embraced this position, becoming the commanding presence we know today. His voice has matured, becoming more stable and reliable with age. But it's his rhythm playing that truly sets him apart. His precision and creativity, while not flashy, are unmatched. His riffs are a masterclass in melody and heaviness. James's playing continues to inspire me and countless others. Despite his many accolades, James remains vulnerable, opening up about his struggles with self-doubt and anxiety before performing. And this honestly makes him even more relatable. But despite his influence, James doesn't often rank on greatest guitarist lists, excluding the Rolling Stone list they made last year. Guitarists like Dave Mustaine, John Petrucci, Guitarists like Dave Mustaine, John Petrucci, what the fuck is it? John Petrucci? Motherfucker. Guitarists like Dave Mustaine and Dimebag Darrell tend to outshine him, often due to their technical skills, fueling the ongoing debate about Metallica's place in the guitar world. Can they truly be the best without the best guitarists? Then we have the other half of the Metallica guitar duo, Kirk Hammett. Kirk joined the band after Dave Mustaine was kicked out, which placed him in Mustaine's shadow for much of his career. While not the most technically gifted, Kirk has consistently delivered memorable solos that fans love. Recently, some fans have criticized his playing, accusing him of phoning it in with his reliance on the wah pedal and his occasional live mistakes. But Kirk's approach has always been about crafting bluesy and melodic solos. that serve the song rather than impress with sheer speed. His philosophy, non-musicians won't remember guitar solos, they'll remember a great melody, has always shaped his style. His solos in recent years may have become less memorable, but they still resonate with listeners. Whether you love or dislike his approach, you can't deny that he creates solos that stick. Then there's Lars Ulrich. Lars has always been the most polarizing figure in the band, often the target of criticism for his drumming. But despite this, Lars has remained true to his role. Early on, his drumming was considered the weakest link, lacking precision, especially on Kill 'Em All. It wasn't until his work with Flemming Rasmussen on Ride the Lightning that he truly found his footing. While he was never as technically as proficient as his peers, Lars' drumming helped shape Metallica's unique sound. As the band matured, Lars' simple yet iconic fills, like in From the Bell Tolls, became part of Metallica's identity. Lars might not be the best drummer in technical terms, but his unique style has become essential to the band's sound, and he's often said that he has nothing left to prove. His confidence in who he is, and what Metallica is, remains undeniable. So, why is Metallica the biggest metal band in the world? Despite having solid bass players, a self-doubting rhythm guitarist, a lead player with a shaky reputation, and a drummer who doesn't play to a click, it's because they work together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Their focus always on creating memorable songs that have stood the test of time. What sets Metallica apart is their unwavering commitment to each other, their vision, and their songwriting. As James Hetfield said in 2023, "I know individually we're all really average players, but when you put us together, something happens." That's the essence of Metallica's success. Like a sports team, each member has a role to play, and the band is greater than the sum of its parts. Lars, while not a technical drumming virtuoso, spent his early years following his favorite bands around to learn the music business, which helped him make bold and even ruthless decisions for the band, and these decisions pushed them to greatness. James honed his rhythm and writing skills, becoming one of the most solid players in the genre, and writing some of metal's most iconic riffs. Kirk took a similar approach, learning from Joe Satriani to refine his guitar playing, and the three bass players that have come and gone were always more than capable, contributing solid foundations or even brilliant moments that enriched the band's sound. This teamwork created what we know now as the Metallica Formula, a balance of authenticity, heaviness, melody, and dynamics. From Kill 'Em All to Ride the Lightning, we see them grow, adding memorable riffs to the Four Horsemen, and creating dynamic tracks like Fade to Black. By the time Master Puppets came out, the formula was in full force. It's not the most technically complex album, but it's arguably one of their best and most accessible. Damage Inc. is the hardest track on that album, but it doesn't even compare to technical feats like Slayer or Megadeth. Still, it doesn't matter. Each song on Master Puppets stands out. From James's rhythm playing, to the memorable songwriting, to Kirk's iconic solos, to the bass playing, and yes, even to Lars' really basic drumming. I think Orion and Master Puppets really reflect this formula. Masterful songwriting and composition, with some of their best melodies. While some albums like And Justice for All cranked up the technicality, it was the Black Album that truly showcased Metallica's business acumen. The band made their sound more accessible without losing their core elements, creating an album that continues to sell by the thousands. Metallica's approach also goes past their songwriting. It's their energy and their connections with their fans that make their live performances legendary. They've crafted emotional, timeless music that resonates worldwide. While other bands like Megadeth boast technical skills, or Slayer's sheer intensity, Metallica's focus on authenticity and teamwork is what made them universally appealing. Whether you're watching a Megadeth show, marveling at their precision, or seeing Metallica live, the difference is clear. Metallica engages with the crowd in ways that technical bands simply can't, creating memorable and electric moments that transcend the music itself. Metallica may not be the most technically proficient band, and at times they've been considered average players, but that has never held them back. With over 125 million albums sold worldwide, they've outpaced nearly every other metal band. They are one of the few metal acts that are able to consistently sell out football stadiums, with fans still flocking to see them live, despite their years and occasional mistakes. This is because Metallica's appeal lies not in their technical approach, but in their authenticity. Their music connects with fans on a deep, emotional level. Rather than focusing on individual skills, they've built their legacy by working together as a band, creating dynamic, memorable, and powerful pieces. Their true genius isn't about playing fast or intricate. It's their ability to transcend criticism and craft songs that deeply resonate with their listeners, speaking to them far beyond technical skill. That is what has allowed Metallica to create a lasting empire in the world of metal one that has stood the test of time and continues to break barriers worldwide. In the end, Metallica's magic doesn't come from being the fastest or the flashiest. It comes from their collective vision and the emotional power of their music. As Lars said,
you know, we have our own thing, and we have our own, you know, none of us are sort of virtuosos, you know, we don't, you know, in the metal community, there's a lot of who's the fastest guy and who's the most gifted and who can go faster than the other guy.
Right.
That's never been our thing. We were always more about songs. The main thing was the song,
and
the song and the feel, the purity, and the sort of the band vibe and all that stuff about who's the fastest drummer and is Kurt better than the guy in the other band. You didn't get caught up in
that bullshit.
We never got caught up. Everybody else got caught up in that. And so
critics may nitpick, but Metallica's music is built to last. Their ability to connect with millions of fans on a deeply emotional level has cemented their legacy in a way that technical perfection never could. It's their authenticity, their commitment to songwriting, and their unique chemistry that makes them timeless. That's the true essence of Metallica's greatness. So, if you enjoyed my ramblings on Metallica, I want you to check out this video right here. It's on one of their best songs, I think, Orion. It showcases a lot of their best songwriting, along with a lot of good guitar playing, some really good bass playing, and some really cool solos. So if you enjoyed this video, I think you might enjoy that one. If you stuck with me this far, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace!